Hey guys, so I'm here to do some more gel testing with non-lead bullets. These are actually brass. These are the cutting edge Raptors. These are for the these are 270 caliber, so I'll be shooting them in the 6.8 SPC. Here is one without a ballistic tip. You can see the six-sided hole in there, which is what will break off with 6 petals, and the base will punch through. Here's one with a ballistic tip. So I've been curious about these. Your standard all copper bullets look like this. This is a 95 grain TSX, so these just retain 100% of their weight, which is good. They give you a lot of penetration, but they can give you a smaller wound channel. There's only so much energy, so if a bullet gets lots of penetration, usually it'll have a smaller wound channel. The other bullets I've been using are these cavity back bullets, so these just get super wide, which helps the bullet dump more energy. If you look at it here next to the TSX, this is like ½ an inch wide, where this is 0.75 of an inch, so that extra expansion will create more resistance, more energy dump, where these type of bullets with the fragments, they're supposed to break off and help create a massive energy jump, and then the base will punch through the animal. My only concern is how much damage will that base do when the petals break off. It's only 27 caliber, so. Alright, so I'm at the range with my 6.8 SPC. We got these cutting edge 85 grain Raptors. These are brass. I'm going to take a couple shots with the chronograph on, double check speed and see point of impact on the target, and then I'm going to set the gel up and take a gel shot. .3017. .3004. $29.78. All right, so definitely not the best standard deviation. So that's our 3 velocity. Standard deviation is 19, which is definitely not good. Those first two were pretty close, but that last one was a little bit off. I only have 2 more bullets to hit the gel with, so I don't want to shoot any more. So let's get to the gel test. All right, here's a quick look at the target. So the first shot was just a touch to the left. Next two perfectly center, which is beautiful. I wish they were kind of all center or left, so I knew exactly where to shoot the gel, but I'm just going to aim center on the gel and we'll see what happens. Alright, so this first block does have 2 wound channels from my 308 test. If you look from this side, those 2 bullets hit here and here. So this whole side of the block is still pretty good. You can see here, I'm going to try to get it right there. Back block is shot to shit, but I'm not too worried about that, just to catch the base of these bullets. It's one good thing about clear gels, you can shoot it a lot and it can definitely take some abuse. Alright, looks like the bullet did exactly what it was supposed to. One of these days I'll actually remember to hit these with a heat gun and clear them up a little bit, but see the bullet entered there. See the fragments. 1, 2, there's 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, if you look from the top where it came in, it's not the easiest to see because the gel's wrinkly, but this is the 308 wound channel. That's that 6.8 wound channel. They are pretty damn close. Then the base punched into the second block. It's very hard to see because this thing's so shot up, but it's right there. Let's say that's just under halfway through the block. It's hard to see. 308 wound channel. 6.8 wound channel. That is a nasty bullet. I'm gonna have to do a meat target next and see what they do to some meat and gel. Alright, let's get home and try to get the base out of here and measure the petals and the base. Alright guys, so we'll take one more quick look at the gel blocks. So right here on the left is that ESP Raptor. The right wound channel is a 308. That was the Deer Season XP copper bullet. So you can kind of see at the base here, once those petals broke off, that 270 caliber base kind of just penciled right through, compared to, if you looked at 308 wound channel, it kind of stayed wide all the way through that first block. But that wound channel in the beginning is massive. I mean, it's almost the same size as that 308, even though clear gel is super elastic, so it doesn't create a huge permanent wound channel like organic gel would. And you can see the petals broke off right about there, and they stopped here. So take a quick measurement. The base is right here. It's too hard to get the camera to see it, so the base is 6 inches into the second block, so that would be 22 inches overall. And the petals stopped right at 6 inches, so they've penetrated 6 inches into this block, which should be, fine for that behind the shoulder shot where you're just going for, going through hide and instead of ribs. That should go in and just destroy the vitals. But I'm kind of curious, what would happen if you take a through the shoulder shot? Are the petals going to break off before the shoulder, after the shoulder? Hold on one sec. Try to take this off the tripod. I don't know if you get a better look at anything from this side. It seems like it's easier to see with your eyes than it is with the camera, but definitely performed pretty well. I'm going to dig that base out and see how much does that base weigh. I'm curious how much each one of these little petals weigh. I measured the bullets before, and the bullet without the ballistic tip is 85 grains. So with the ballistic tip, it's actually 87 grains. So since there's 6 petals, if I measure the base, I can figure out how much each petal weighs without actually digging all of them out individually. Alright, so here's that base, and this is a pain in the ass getting these out of clear gel. So let's see. We got 56.5 grains. So these were 85 without the ballistic tip. So if we're at 56, just round down to 55 for easy math. That means we lost 30 grains. And since it's 6 petals, that'd be each petal is 5 grains. So petals are pretty small, but they did make it 6 inches into the gel, which should take out the vitals. The one thing to think about too is gel is a consistent drag medium. The second that bullet entered, it's consistent resistance, where an animal is not consistent resistance. There's, once you get inside the rib cage, there's air before you hit the lungs. The lungs are full of air. The heart's full of liquid. There's space in between the lungs, so it's not a constant medium like the ballistics gel. So even though ballistics gel is nice, it's not a perfect representation. So the base did get slightly larger than it was. Not very much. I mean, right here is probably the widest point at 318. So it's kind of like a 30 caliber slug just punching through. I think it definitely would be deadly. The only thing I'm worried about is if the deer runs, how big of a blood trail are you going to get when the only exit wound is going to be from this little base. Now the base was backwards, which means it tumbled, so maybe if it came out sideways it would create a big blood trail, but won't really know. But maybe this year I'll try to shoot a deer. Alright guys, so I'm here to do a very unscientific test with the 85 grain lay-high bullet, or not lay-high, I mean cutting edge. Got an old deer steak here, got some pork ribs, and we got a honeydew. So I'm going to put this in the front, simulate a little bit of a leg meat, and then we got some ribs, and this will be our vital. So we'll see how this bullet does. Alright, so it's recording. Alright, let's take a look at the carnage. If I can get this glove on. Alright, so first in the front was this steak, which is absolutely destroyed. This was the front. Oops. This was the back. I don't really know what's what, but I could fit my hand in this hole. These ribs are just mangled. They were like this. Again, you could fit your fist through this hole. So those pedals blasted definitely through the ribs and everything. And the base pedals, whatever was left, just mangled this honeydew. Got chunks over here. Hard to say how exactly it was, but it was like that. It's like this. Might be able to find some little pedals in here somewhere if I dug around long enough, but either way, I think this is going to be very devastating on anything you shoot with it. Alright, well, good test, and like always guys, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.